Alejandro Garnacho, one of those members of the bomb squad being linked with Chelsea. And if we look away from the summer series at Chelsea and other teams, what is sticking out to you ahead of the new season?
Well, this is the summer of signings. Liverpool last season, Bex, didn't make a really signing in the summer. They've gone lights out this time. And let's not forget, they could be a British record away from getting Alexander Isak, which is scary. Arsenal have got Gyökeres as a front striker. We've been saying that's what they need. You know, City did business early. Chelsea got João Pedro and the Club World Cup winners. So business needs to be done. And I just think that most of the teams we've seen at the summer series will feel they've still got business to do before they're ready to kick off.
When you look at the title race, with the way Liverpool have strengthened, is it too easy to say it's Liverpool lights out? Or with the way that Robbie's just gone through just a couple of teams, and no one's even mentioned Manchester City, by the way, that it will be better?
Yeah, Liverpool, for me, are the front runners and leaders for everything that Robbie said. They've made incredible signings, and they are so well grooved from the start. They're going to start the season flying. I know it. I can't bet against Pep Guardiola. They had one down season in the last 40 under Pep Guardiola. Like, I'm not going to bet against them because of that. So they could come good. Arsenal, for me, were the ones I thought they did amazing business. They got their number 9, and yet Liverpool go again and they sign a lot of players. So I like Arsenal to really challenge for that. And then Chelsea is the wild card. They won a European title. They've won the Club World Championship, and now I'm thinking like, oh, this is starting to come together really, really quicker than I thought. So for me, that's my top 4. I also think it's going to be tight because all of these teams are going to take points off each other, but Liverpool, for me, start the season front runners.
Arsenal, you said they've got Gyökeres.
Yeah.
They've got Martin Zubimendi. In fact, they've had a decent window, haven't they? Madueke from Chelsea as well. They're still sniffing around Eberechi Eze.
Correct. There's a bit of depth now, and that's what Arsenal, I think, was the issue when the best 11 or 12 players were a bit of a drop-off. I just feel that there's still an X factor for me about Arsenal that I'm just not quite sure. If Gyökeres delivers the goals, they can win the title. That's as simple as it goes. If he doesn't get 15 to 20 in those important games, I think they drew 13 games last season, Arsenal. Turn half of them into wins, you've got a chance of a title.
Okay, Robbie, Tim, thank you so much for your company over the last 8 days. Thank you for watching us from home. Thank you to the fans coming to the stadium as well. A huge debt of gratitude to all 4 clubs and the fantastic access, Tim was mentioning it, that we've had over the course of the Premier League Summer Series, and of course.
Now, we've brought Carves Odicol back into the studio. Our chief reporter said just before the commercial break that there was some news about Alejandro Garnacho. What is it?
Well, Chelsea are considering making a move for the Manchester United player before the window closes. They've been alerted to his potential availability, and he's a player they have been watching very closely. We're being told a move is possible this window or in the summer. But of course, Chelsea would only proceed with a potential deal at the right price and on the right terms. And I think one thing that is actually quite important is that relations between Chelsea and Manchester United at the highest levels are very, very good. So I'm sure that if Chelsea decided that he was a player they wanted to sign, they could pick up the phone to Manchester United, see if he was available, and try and do a deal at the right price.
There has been interest elsewhere, Napoli and others. Are they still in the picture?
Well, Napoli are very interested in buying the player. A couple of days ago, United's transfer negotiator, Matt Hargreaves, was in Naples for talks with Napoli. I think the issue is one of valuation. United had been willing to accept an offer around £60 million to begin with. Then they said, OK, we're willing to drop that to around £55 million. But so far, Napoli have been unwilling to pay more than around £46 million for Garnacho. And our colleagues at Sky in Germany are reporting, and also Sky in Italy, saying that Napoli have now switched their attention to the Borussia Dortmund forward, Karim Adeyemi. Now, he's a player they're very interested in. Antonio Conte, the Napoli manager, apparently wants to speak to the player, but Sky in Germany are saying the winger does not want to move in the winter, but they are saying that Napoli are willing to pay around £44 million for him. So it looks like Napoli have an alternative target as well.
Would London staying in the Premier League suit Garnacho better?
Very good question. I think if it comes down to a choice between Chelsea and Napoli for him, there are lots of things for him to weigh up. Obviously, coming from Argentina, playing for Napoli, the fact that Diego Maradona used to play there, the stadium is named after him. Obviously, that is a big, big draw. And if he was to play for Napoli, there's a very, very good chance that he would win the title this season, working under Antonio Conte. Then he has to weigh that up all against the fact that if he was to move to Chelsea, he would move to London, one of the best cities in the world, and also he would remain playing in the Premier League. I think for what it's worth, from United's point of view, I would imagine they would prefer to sell him to a club abroad rather than have such a good young player as Garnacho playing for one of their rivals. But I think if we're talking about Chelsea and Garnacho, I would say he's a player they're very, very interested in. I just get the sense that they're biding their time to make their move at the right time. I think if a deal is there to be done, they will certainly be willing to do it. The way that Chelsea operate in the transfer market, we've seen them selling a lot of players, buying a lot of players. I think it makes sense to them to be in a position where they can make a move for a player like Garnacho, who is very, very young, has a big, big future ahead of him in the game. And obviously they know that Manchester United have some financial considerations, which mean that they will be willing to sell a player like Garnacho. So I think it makes a lot of sense for Chelsea to make a move to try and sign him. Will it be today? Will it be tomorrow? I don't know. For instance, Fabrizio Romano on social media saying that he believes Chelsea are going to make a move very, very soon. He believes they will be talking to United very, very soon.